How's it going, everybody? Evan from I Quit My Band here, back in the reaction zone. And today we are doing a reaction for the new Friko album, Something Worth Waiting For. This is an album that I wanted to cover on the podcast, but it came out the same day as Foo Fighters, and that wasn't going to happen. In I Quit My Band land, Foo Fighters dropping, that's all hands on deck procedure. When the mayor of rock and roll, Dave Grohl, releases another State of the Union address, you better believe duty calls. So I wanted to take some time to cover this myself because Friko is a band that I really like. Their debut album from 2024, Where We've Been, Where We Go From Here, was one of my favorite albums of that year. Just really great indie rock. And the type of indie rock that I feel like I've been missing over the past couple years. I feel like a lot of indie rock today can kind of feel like fleshed out singer-songwriter projects, whereas Friko feels like a band because they have really great dynamics, really cool arrangements where the energy will shift on a dime, really big emotional sections that remind you of like the early 2000s heyday of indie rock. All right, let's kick it off with the first song. This is Guess. Starting off pretty sparse, just guitar, vocal. He does have like a big time Conor Oberst thing on the vocal. Like he always kind of sounds like he's emotionally losing his shit, but I like that. You can really hear like the picking of that guitar. It almost sounds like it was mic'd in room with him playing. I keep waiting for the drums to kick in. They have not yet. We're at about 2 minutes. Hell yeah. That was great. Like getting the vocals to a point where they feel like they're like falling apart and then have everything come in. It was a solid opener. That was a solid opening track. Yeah, I think that showed off what they do well, which is dynamics, arrangements, and they're really good at building tension and then paying it off big time. Like the first 2.5 minutes of that song was just building tension with guitar and vocal. And then to get that like giant cathartic moment. Like I think drums were in that song for maybe all of 25 seconds, but they made the most out of it. We're gonna move on to track 2. This is Still Around. This was probably my least favorite of the singles, but who knows? You know, context of the record could change everything. Here we go. It is a nice pick-me-up after Guess, you know, where it was sparse for most of it, coming right away with that driving beat. I like those background vocals a lot. More so than anything I've heard from them, this reminds me of like an old Bright Eyes song, like something from like Wide Awake, It's Morning era. Hell yeah. Good song, but I still feel the same about it, which there's like something stopping me from really liking it. I don't know. I think it's partly the repetition. Like the two best things about that song are the two refrains, and they're very repetitive. I think it's a good like pick me up after Guess. I don't think it's a bad song. I do enjoy it. But yeah, I know that judging from the other singles that I heard, they got shit that's more John Blaze than that. All right, up next we got Choo Choo, dude. The Friko hype train leaving the station. Choo Choo, dude. Love that. Like how that bass comes in, nice and fuzzy. That is a song that's probably grown on me the most out of the singles. I remember when I first heard it, thinking it was okay. And then the more I hear it, I'm like, God damn, that's a really good song. Don't love the title, Choo Choo, if I'm being honest. It's a great song, but I feel like I should be wearing a bib or something, telling people that I'm listening to some shit called Choo Choo. Oh yeah, I just heard this new great indie rock song. It's called Choo Choo. I'm 9 years old. Yeah, I'm an adult baby that listens to songs called Choo Choo. We're moving on to track 4. This is Alice. Dig it. Vibey. Sounds like there's like a Rhodes or some kind of electric piano. Really dig this arrangement. And the melody's great. That like sing-songy type thing. That drum kit sounds so good. Great melody. Love how that snare sounds. Like, so raw. God damn, that's really good. Hell yeah. That sounds great. God damn. That's my favorite thing on the record so far. Like, I just love that. So musical, so catchy, like a great vibe. And the drums sounded so cool. Like very raw, very roomy, like untreated, but so much like musicality to them. Like the snare had so much character, the ride. That fucking song is great. All right, moving on. We got track 5. This is Certainty. Starting off on the keys again. All right. Like the chord progression, like the vocal. Interested to see where it goes. Like that really like dramatic chord change with the strings. Holy shit. That's cool. This song is gorgeous. I'm waiting for it to become a rock song, and it just becomes prettier and prettier. Oh, that's so cool. That string swell is awesome. Holy shit. That was an awesome song. Like, this is a really cool band that I think writes great songs, and I would not have expected they were capable of that on their second record. Yeah, it sounded so good, and all of the parts were arranged so well. Like the way that the strings added to the piano, and then those like weird like string swells where it would get like really dissonant and fucked up. And his vocal performance is great over it. All right, track 6. This is Hot Air Balloon. Like the melody a lot, like the groove. I like that chord change a lot. I like picking up the energy here more. Do like this refrain, do like that chord change a lot, but I don't know if I need it again, to be honest. Kind of felt like that big switch that we heard earlier kind of felt like the more logical kind of going out point, but what are you gonna do? That was pretty good. Yeah. I don't think I liked it as much as anything else that I've heard so far. And it could just be coming off of like how high Alice and Certainty are for me, that felt like a bit of a come down. Good song, decent song. I don't love the Hot Air Balloon refrain, or at least as much as we get it. I do like that chord progression that it's on a lot, but at 5 minutes, it kind of felt like the song had peaked, and then it goes on for another like minute and a half. It's good. I don't hate it. Moving on, this is number 7. This is another one of the singles. This is 7 Degrees. This was the first of the singles that really clicked with me. I really like this song. The opening acoustic section kind of reminds me of like Shins. Really dig it. Then we go like Sgt. Pepper's here. Love this. Love that like lap steel guitar that comes in. And this vocal reminds me so much of the Beatles. This too also has like a big Beatles vibe to me. Like that organ going and like vaguely psychedelic. And here comes Ringo, dude, taking us home. I really like that song. I like starting off like sounding like the Shins or something like a 2000s acoustic indie song, but then it just like keeps building and getting more satisfying. And like the chord progressions are like more sophisticated than a lot of the stuff of that era. Like really musical. Reminds me a lot of the Beatles, mostly in just like the musicality, like really great chord choices, building off of each other, transitioning perfectly from section to section. And now we're moving on to the title track, Something Worth Waiting For. I think this was the last single that they released, and it was the best single that they released. Love the energy, love that melody. I like that like turnaround he's doing at the very end. Yes. God, that guitar is so sick. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. It's that noisy, fucked up guitar. Love that. Love that. That's the shit I want. Whenever they released that, it was like last week or 2 weeks ago, I immediately got way more hyped for the record. I'd liked 7 Degrees, I'd liked Choo Choo, but that was the song that I was like, this is exactly what I want to hear from this band. Big, emotional, bombastic, but like still kind of heavy, rocks hard, and all that guitar work in the middle section when everything first kicks in is so cool. We got one song left. This is track 9, Dear Bicycle, which I imagine is a song about a Schwinn. Dear Schwinn, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. We got Hot Air Balloon, we got Choo Choo, we got Bicycle. This band really likes inefficient forms of travel. Like the chord progression a lot, like the melodies a lot. Does feel like we're building to something. Yeah, this feels like a storm cloud gathering. Like that synth there. Kind of like a shitty sounding synth, but I like it. Yeah, it's like a very untreated synth, like a analog sawtooth that's just like me. Interesting. Everything drops out. And we're back to building. Or maybe not. Maybe we're going out like super sparse. Maybe we heard the big crescendo already. And it's over. It's gone. All right. That was pretty good. I think that the band has trained me to this point to expect as we're building to get to like this giant cathartic moment. And they kind of play with the expectation in that song where it's like everything's getting to that big crescendo and then we stop and it kind of rolls slowly out. Good. Very pretty. Very nice. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't want a big kick-ass rock and roll moment, but they do it on almost every other song. So if you're going to have that as your closer, that's the place to do it. They fake you out with the rock out moment. And, you know, I get it. I understand it. I respect it artistically. But the lizard part of my brain would have loved just one more big rock out moment. I will always want one more big rock out moment. That will be my last meal when I'm given the electric chair. What would you like for your last meal? I'd like one more big rock out moment. And then they fry my ass. Overall, I think this is a really, really good record. I think it's like a cool step forward for a band that I was excited about to begin with. It's a step forward in ways that I wasn't expecting. And even the things that I liked about the first record, they were able to repackage them and like flex their musicality and still give you those like big anthemic moments. I would say if you're a fan of indie rock, you should definitely check this band out. Especially older indie rock, if you're into like 2000 stuff, think like Wolf Parade, Modest Mouse, Shins, Bright Eyes, that kind of stuff. Like they're taking that sound and doing something interesting with it, like pushing it further musically. You know, they're not just going back to like the 2000s sound and like, you know, nostalgia mining for guys who still love the movie Garden State. I think this is an awesome rock record and one that I think is going to continue to grow on me as I continue to listen to it. Like there's a lot going on in these songs. So yeah, I would highly recommend this to anybody who's into like indie rock or just cool melodic rock in general. They're a great band and this is an easy hell yeah from your boy. So what did you think? Did you like the new Friko record? Were you disappointed by the Friko record? Do you have no idea who Friko is? Do you have no idea who I am? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. This is Evan from I Quit My Band. We'll see you later.